Look at this, what a muddy mess. I see 3 trails leading to this fallen log. I don't think I've ever showed you guys, but I make crafts out of these walnuts. I take them and I make faces out of them. Look at all those continuous claw marks from going up and down, up and down. Have toothpicks and real fine paint brushes. Leaf litter that they've been scraping around almost looks like nesting material. If you had any doubts about OONSDAY, now you know. This guy is nuts. Well, hey guys, I'm in the park right by my house, and I'm surveying to see what trees came down and how big the trees were. City workers are already in here chopping this wood up. We had very, very heavy snow that took down some trees in our neighbors' yards. In fact, everywhere you drive around us, there's trees down and big branches down. Our damage in our yard was minimal, other than the roof leak from the ice dam. But I'm seeing some good-sized trees already down. I'm going to head into the woods where the bigger trees are, where I think my raccoons are living, and see how they're holding up. Well, another thing this allows me to do today is follow the animal trails, and I'll see what trees are active that they're utilizing. Trying to look for some prints. See a print there. To see what's making these trails. Most likely raccoons. I see it going to this tree here, and I know this is one I've marked where they live, and there's one in the distance where they live. So let's if the snow allows us to see, let's try and find their tracks and where they're going in and out. Here at the base of the tree, there's some raccoon feces and some black walnuts. I don't think I've ever showed you guys, but I make crafts out of these walnuts. I'll look for what the squirrels took apart, and I'll take them home and I'll make special faces out of them. I'll give you a little sneak preview of that. Okay, as promised, here's some walnuts that we just found in the woods. And what I do with them is I make faces out of them. If you look at a walnut, it already kind of has a face-like feature. See the eyes and the nose? Well, you just get elaborate with that. Let your imagination flow. Grab some paints. Get a toothpick, put some eyeballs down in the middle of the holes. Get some real fine paintbrushes. You can give it teeth, give it hair. You know, use your imagination. Go wild on it. So these are a lot of fun. Look, I even do raccoons. Little cute raccoon faces. And if you want to get real crazy, you can make little eyeballs on the top of pins and insert them into the walnuts so they have moving eyes. You just got to drill some fine holes in the back. And then, like, I'll put a little bead over it and then glue that into place, and then they have moving eyeballs. So this is a hobby I've been doing for many years, and I have them on top of another hobby of mine. I do pour paintings, and this is a state of Wisconsin. This here is leftovers from a gentleman that makes cutting boards out of wood, and then this would have been scrapped, and I approached him and I bought a bunch of them so I can attach my pour paintings to the back and then stain the wood, and it's a real cool personalized piece of art for the state you live in. So next time you're out in the woods and you find some walnuts, think about buying some paints at the hobby store too, and give it a face, give it some character. It's a lot of fun. I call them off the walnuts because they're off the wall, they're crazy, they're nuts. When I met my wife, I said, "You want to see my nuts? I paint them," and she said, "What?" So yeah, if you had any doubts about OONSDAY, now you know. This guy is nuts. So yeah, all around this tree, a lot of raccoon feces. And hey, we got a big hawk up there. Look at that guy. So yeah, I think they utilize this tree. I think they're utilizing this one. And I know they're utilizing that one over there. Let's see if there's tracks by that one. So I'm starting to see more of their tracks. And boy, are they out and about. And look at all this dirt at the base of this tree and the bark. And look how worn this side of the tree is. They are going up and down this tree. And way up there I see a nice hole. I bet you they're living in this giant oak. So good signs here. Oh yeah, look at all that. That's coming down off the tree. That shows a lot of activity up and down to me. So lots of action here. Look at all these trails. Sure enough, if you follow that trail right to this giant tree, boom, look at that massive hollow right there. Most definitely someone is living in there. And again, at the base of the tree, you'll see all this debris, all that little bit of bark coming down every time they climb up and down. And I'm seeing some raccoon feces right away. Look at their dirty footprints. And I'm seeing some fur too. Well, this I find interesting. I see 3 trails leading to this fallen log. And is someone deep in there living? That could be. I'm going to be quiet. I don't want to disturb them. But I'm real curious if this is suitable for them being on the ground. I don't see why not as habitat if it's nice and dry in there. Wonder if there's an exit out the other end here. See more tracks, more tracks. Okay, so it's very tight on this end, so probably kind of dead ends. So they probably get way in there and feel nice and snug and warm. Trail going to this one. Yeah, a lot of leaf litter that they've been scraping around. Almost looks like nesting material. Look at that. Unless that was a squirrel's nest that was raided. And you can see here, I don't know if that's deep enough, but further up there's more hollows. So possibly this trail coming in here is being utilized. You can see the bark being broken off. That indicates climbing up and down. You can see all those little claw marks where it's getting action, probably from a raccoon. Okay, here's a major trail. Look how dirty that is. Comes over here, very, very dirty, going all the way down. But a lot of fur. Come on up. I see fur on the edges. That indicates to me one's crawling in here, going on up and making a home. So, from what I can survey, looking around the woods where all the big trees are, all the big trees made it through the storm, which is excellent. And most of them I notice are oak trees. Look how precarious that is up there. This tree is dead. All those branches are rotten. So I was really concerned about trees like this that were gonna crash down with that storm. But oaks are mighty, mighty trees, and they are serving my friends well. Again, another tree that just shows so well the traffic. Look at all those continuous claw marks from going up and down, up and down. So this goes up and then probably dips down into a hollow right there. Just, it stands out. Look how it's orange on this side and gray on that side. That's all from constant climbing day after day. So here's a really large branch that snapped off from this big oak. And in all actuality, it presents an opportunity in the future. When that breaks off, it can open up access to the inner part of that tree. So sometimes these storms are blessings in disguise, because then you get the, you know, this is too small, but a bigger version of this, you get an access point where that branch breaks off. So all in all, I think my raccoons fared well, and maybe even new opportunities arise from some of these branches breaking off. Again, look here. Look at all that traffic on that side. You could see how orange that bark is from being sheared, and sure enough, there are trails going right to it. And they're going up, and there's an access right up there where it dips down another hollow. I'm really realizing in this snow now, there's so many more trees being utilized than I originally thought, because I get 33 raccoons that come visit, and I scratch my head going, there's not enough large trees with hollows. But now they're standing out in this snow where I'm seeing really well which trees they're going to, and there are a lot of homes in this small woods. And tiny woods like this is so important for habitat. Our cities are packed, and all we have are these tiny city parks, and boy do they utilize it to the best of their ability for shelter and for food. So yeah, this is one I was real suspicious of, and sure enough, there is a line coming and going into there, and I go on up, there's another entrance right there, and even further up. So I'm pretty sure this one's being utilized, and I had a strong suspicion before because the amount of traffic I saw in fur. So I can pretty much confirm this is being utilized too. Yeah, so this tree snapped and it came down, but it doesn't have the width, the size necessary to hold raccoons. Although I'm seeing some trees down just past it that are big ones. Okay, so this one could be a casualty to their habitat. This is a giant tree that came down. A lot of traffic going along the back root ball. So I can't remember if this had a hollow up in it that they were utilizing. I'm looking at the bark and I'm not seeing claw marks, but perhaps on the other side. So the best I can tell, I am not seeing where this tree was being climbed up and down. And I'm looking for a hollow. Well, here's some raccoon prints right here. Someone was treading through there last night. And, well, that's too small of an entrance. There are raccoon prints on here. And I don't know if they're looking for their old home or they survived the fall. I don't see an access anywhere. Well, I think a raccoon took my squirrel house and might be trying to make it into a raccoon house. That entrance hole has tripled in size. So I'm curious if there's a raccoon in there right now. Oh my goodness, right in the backyard. Oh boy. Look at this. What a muddy mess. Good thing raccoons like to wash their hands.